Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our where are we? Where are we, Peyton? 13th episode.
Something like that.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us here. Anyway, we're on the roll. Put it like that. And this episode, you know what? We're in a strange time of, you know, in our world's history. You know, and there's a song that I remember called "People Make the World Go Round." I'm going to change that a little bit and say teachers make the world go round, because I got three, well, including Dean, I got four lovely teachers on here, and you know what, we're gonna pay tribute to you guys today and what you do to help us. You know, one of my heroes was my third grade teacher. Her name was Mrs. Woolgate.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's sweet.
All right, so you know, just next to me is Andrea Nent. Hey, she's gonna tell her story of how she got this, how she got going. Hillary is just next to her. Hillary. And my good friends Dean and Leanne, and they are from Crescendo Music. So you know what? There's one other person here. Peyton Russell's going to be joining us later on. Peyton's sitting in for Olivia today. Peyton, what's up?
Nothing much. I'm subbing in for Star. She is currently having her golden hour in British Columbia. So
Golden hour in British Columbia. She usually starts the show kind of like a. Okay, so Peyton, we're gonna see you in a couple of minutes. If you just drop backstage, I'll call you in a few when we get ready for the you know what. And if the rest of you guys don't mind, I'm gonna start with a little me time with Hillary. Is that okay? All right, so we'll see you guys in just a few minutes. So as I said, teachers make the world go round. We're going to start here with Hillary. Hillary, you're one of the people that you know, our young people look up to literally every day. And,
yes, they do.
and you know, we'd like to thank you for all you're doing. We know we're in a tough time now for teachers, but just tell me, how did you get started? What made you want to be a teacher?
Growing up, it was either I could be a teacher or I could be a dentist. And in high school, I did not take physics. So dentistry was like cut out. No, really, like I had one teacher. Well, I mean, I had a lot of teachers, but I had one teacher in junior high that really like solidified the choice for me. Mm-hmm. I absolutely hated reading. And to be a good teacher, you kind of have to love books a little bit. Mm-hmm. And whatever he did in his class, I just loved to read, and I can't stop reading now. So that was like the one switch moment that was like, that's the path, that's the one. And since, you know, I kind of have a thing for children, I love all the little hugs, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it amazing how one person can change the trajectory of your life like that? You know,
totally.
Yeah, I bet you probably remember that teacher's name, don't you?
His name is Derek Mitchell. Wow. And he still teaches in the Edmonton area. So if anybody has Mr. Mitchell as their teacher for high school English, like you're lucky.
Yeah, you're lucky. Oh, that's great. Well, hats off to Derek Mitchell. So, you know, just to go a little bit more into your journey, you got the bug to teach. You loved kids. You love reading. Kind of a perfect formula for teaching. You know, and I little birdie told me you kind of did some substitute teaching for a while. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I didn't find a position right off the start. I didn't want to teach specifically in Edmonton, and it was hard to find a job around the city where I was. And so I did some substitute teaching, which I absolutely loved. It was a really great start to get into teaching. I didn't have to do any of the planning, but I could see other people's plans, which was really neat. Mm-hmm. I got to make relationships with all the kids still, because I often went into the same classrooms over and over and over again. And they would request, like the kids would request to have me back. So that was really cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I always thought, I've had substitute teachers through my school lifetime, and I always thought, you know, subbing has got to be pretty cool, because you kind of got the best of both worlds. You get to bounce around and you get to visit, And at the same time, some of the things you really love, you get to learn, you get to love and learn.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely learned a lot through substitute teaching.
Yeah. So are you teaching full time now? Is there a grade that you like type of thing?
Yeah. So halfway through, not this previous crazy year, but the year before that, I got a position back in my mom's tiny town, 3 hours away from Edmonton. Population of like 700 people in the village.
Wow.
And I was teaching grade 6 at one school, and then at lunch I would drive a half an hour in a school division car to another school where I taught K-12 phys ed. And that was kind of my introduction to my own classroom. Even though the gym isn't a classroom, it was a heck of a lot of fun. I got to do archery and track and field, and that was a whole totally different realm. And then I continued on that next year, which was this previous year, doing grade 6 again. And I only had 13 kids in my class, and they were absolute angels.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Hillary, I got a story I got to tell you. I was asked to teach music once. But I was asked to teach music once to a group of first and second graders.
Ooh. I can only imagine.
And I said, "Oh, it's first and second graders. How hard can it be?" I'll never do it again. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my whole life. I mean, I figured I know music, little kids. How bad can it be?
That'd be great.
Oh man, it was tough.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you: is there do you really like this 6th grade?
6 was pretty cool. Like the kids got my sarcasm a little bit, where you can't really do that in grade 1 and 2. They just think you're being mean.
Exactly.
But like middle school, high school kids also kind of terrify me. So that I'm like at my upper limit, I think.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say this. Well, thanks for all you do as a teacher. I know, and one of the things I really thought was always cool for a teacher's schedule is you guys get the summer off. And I got some pictures here. Let's take a look at some of your pictures. I assume that this was summer off time, but tell me where you were.
So this is actually right before I started getting into substitute teaching. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a month and I'm just going to go for it, spend all my money, and then start subbing. So this was the beginning of my 3-week-long trip in Europe. So this one was, I believe, in Glasgow. Mm-hmm. And I'm a really tiny speck in the middle of that picture, just laying on the ground.
Oh yeah. Well, let's go to the other one. Let's see what you got there. So so that's Glasgow, and who's this?
This is my man. His name is Brian.
Oh, okay.
This one's also in Glasgow. So that bridge is called the Squinty Bridge, I think, because it doesn't go straight across. It actually like squiggles, so you kind of like squint at it.
Okay, and let me see what else we got here. Wow.
I don't exactly know where this one was, but it encompasses the entire trip, because nowhere has like elevators that you use or like ramps. It's so many stairs because all the buildings are so old, and a lot of them are spiral staircases.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Again, I don't even know where this one is. I think it's in Glasgow again. Again, that was the beginning of that one trip that I took. I went to Glasgow, Edinburgh, so all over Scotland, England, France, and in Spain as well.
That's got to be pretty cool to just, I mean, you dig in hard throughout the school year, and then you're like, okay, I'm out.
Pick up and leave.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Anywhere in particular that's like, wow, that you would recommend that during our time off, whenever we get a chance to travel again, where would you send it?
2 places. So I also did like an American Canadian kind of tour around, and I went around the Great Lakes and stuff. Would definitely recommend going to Montreal. Oh. Loved Montreal. And if you're going overseas, I loved Barcelona.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. All right. So someplace at home and someplace far away.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Hillary, I mean, I'm gonna chat with you some more later on. I hope you stick around, but I got to tell you again. I'll say this one other time, but thank you for what you're doing to help raise our future. We couldn't do it without teachers.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And I've got one more teacher I'm going to ask to join us. Her name is Andrea, and Andrea's around here. There she is, Andrea Nent.
Hello.
How are you, Andrea?
Good. How are you?
I'd like to introduce you to my friend Hillary.
Hello, Hillary.
Hello, Andrea.
Oh, kumbaya, kumbaya.
We actually know each other quite well.
We do.
Is that right?
Yeah,
We danced together for years.
many.
Well, we're going to talk about dance here a little bit. You kind of let the cat out of the bag. We're going to talk hear about that. Hillary, why don't we invite you back here in just a bit, okay?
Cool.
All right. So, Andrea, how have you been?
Good. How have you been?
What a surprise. Well, I'll tell you. Now, just so you guys know, Andrea, I mean, thank you for being a teacher, but you kind of split the difference a little bit. You teach in a couple different areas. Why don't you tell our viewers what you do?
So I started teaching dance. So I teach dance in Sherwood Park at a studio called Dance Fusion, which is where I first met Terrell through Dance Fusion. And look at our Dance Fusion masks.
Yeah.
So I teach there, and I met Terrell through working at Dance Fusion quite a few years ago now, I think.
Yeah, we actually put together a flash mob performance.
It was so fun.
Yeah, that was super fun.
It was awesome. And then I also teach dance at another studio in Leduc called Stageworks. And then during the day, I substitute teach with Elk Island Public Schools.
That's something, boy.
Yeah.
By day,
Yeah.
by Andrea Nent. By night,
Yes.
Andrea, the dance teacher. Yeah. You put your cape on. Yep. And you know what? And that's awesome. So, I mean, where do you find the energy to do all of this teaching?
That's a great question. I used to think I liked downtime, and this summer I actually took some, and I'm only working a tiny bit as a receptionist, and I thought I would love having all this time off, but I actually love having a busy schedule. I don't know what to do with myself when I'm home all day. I find myself just cleaning.
Yeah, I get it.
I love it. I wake up, the kids keep you going throughout the day. They are so fun. And then I get to dance at night. And again, those kids just inspire you. They come with energy, and you have to match it. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I have friends sometimes says, Terrell, you must be really tired. I'm like, no. So yeah, I get it. So when you're teaching during the day, what type of classes are you teaching?
So my schooling is actually for secondary, so junior high school, but I sub from K to 12. So it's really fun. Some days I'm teaching kindergarten with 5-year-olds, and the next day I'm at a high school teaching grade 12 students.
K through 12. That's a slope there.
It's a big gap, but I love it because kindergartners are fun for a couple days, but then it's nice to go to high school where the kids are independent for a couple of days too.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying earlier. I mean, I think it really works. It really works and exercises your communication skills when you have to bounce from kindergarten to grade 6 to grade 12. Don't you have to pull out a different bag of tricks for each one of those?
Yes, and that's why I think not a lot of subs do the full range, but with dance, I teach from 3-year-olds to adults when I teach dance. Mm-hmm. So I've had years working with all of the ages and learned different ways to interact with them and have fun with them all, and it keeps things interesting. So
now I do have to ask you this question, because I know this person. I had a friend of mine, and we were planning to go out, and she says, Terrell, I just can't go out. I got too many papers I need to correct today, because she's a teacher. I said, I'll come over and help you. No, she said, are you sure? I said, yeah, no problem. And I'm going through and I'm helping her with her grade 2 or grade 3 math. And I'm like, holy smokes. So where do you find time to, because what I'm saying is it doesn't really turn off. Sometimes it doesn't turn off. You're interacting with your students during the day. You may have to go home and correct papers at night, and then you go dance too?
Yes. Where do I find? I find time. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah. You are indeed. You are a hero. let's
Thank you.
let's take a look at some pictures. I mean, in your spare time, you hang out with some who is this guy? Or a girl?
This is my baby girl. This is Grace, and she is my dog and my best friend.
And you guys probably look like you're the same size. She looks
she's
a little bigger than you.
Really a baby girl, but
looks like a smarty. And we pulled this picture because we just had to ask you, is that a chicken? What is it?
It's a baby goat.
A baby goat. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a word for it. There probably is. I don't know it, but it's a baby goat.
A baby goat. Now I got to tell you, I didn't know that was a goat.
Yeah, it is very small.
Yeah. We got lots of goats on our farm, and it let you pet them, huh?
Yeah.
Where were you? Where were you petting goats?
I forget, but it's like a pumpkin patch somewhere out greater area Edmonton, and it's a pumpkin patch, and they have like a kind of animal farm and some activities for kids, and I have some younger cousins, so we took them out there for the day.
All right, Andrea, neat in her spare time. Okay, and look at this. Tell me a little bit about this. So
that was 2 years ago now. I graduated, so I'm a fresh teacher, but graduated from university, and I got my Bachelor of Arts and my Bachelor of Education.
Continuous quality improvement.
Yes.
Andrea, you said you're a fresh teacher, but you're really not. I mean, I've been knowing you long enough to know that you know what you're doing, and you probably can put any subject in front of you. You can teach it because you just got a great way with people, and we just love what you do. So thanks for that, and just keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
All right. Now we're going to ask some other friends to join us here. This dynamic duo needs no introduction in the area of Sherwood Park. It is Dean and Leanne Cummings.
Hello.
They are from Crescendo Music. Do you, Andrea? Do you know these two?
I don't.
Know them, obviously. I should have met you somewhere along the way.
Well, after the show, I've got to introduce you guys.
Yeah,
absolutely. I look forward to chatting.
Yeah. So, Andrea, we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Sounds good.
Dean, Leanne, and actually, just so you guys know, Dean is on the right, Leanne is on the left. So
yeah.
Very observant.
Obviously.
Very observant.
and they own.
Sometimes get Lean and Deanne. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. So how's Crescendo doing?
Quite well, considering all things. We've fared fairly well through this time. We've got such a great staff team, very flexible customers and flexible staff. And so, it could be so much worse. We see businesses suffering so greatly in our community. And so we're just feeling so blessed to have the business we do have and the commitment of our customers that we do have. So, you know what, we're getting through it and learning how to reinvent ourselves and how to teach on the Zoom and how to teach with COVID barriers in the rooms and things like that.
And just so our viewers are aware, Crescendo Music is actually our elite music school in Sherwood Park. And by leaps and bounds have just been touching the hearts and minds of both young at heart. Is that right?
That's true. Right. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, so
we just did a photo session and we had one of our students and everybody's like, oh my gosh, he's totally like Bob Seger. So we have all ages and all walks of life.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the opportunity to come to some of the recitals, and I was pleasantly surprised that you had such the gamut. I mean, you've got a lot of older,
oh yeah,
mature
Yeah, yeah.
That's good work. Yep.
Careful. And you're not even talking about us, so it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Like, it doesn't matter
We know
what
you're
you're
not.
saying.
So how do the mature students come to you? I just could have.
Oh, I think word of mouth. Also, you know, the classic. I feel like the movie. What was the movie with the bucket list?
The bucket list.
Bucket
Yeah.
list.
Oh, it's.
Got the one?
That's why do you think I brought Tina? See, I told you I can't remember anything.
You
That
gave
was
me a
so
pretty
funny.
clear hint on that.
Oh gosh, I cracked myself up. So the bucket list, I feel like it sort of started a little bit of a wave with regards to people jokingly, but not so jokingly, wanting to think about the things that they've always wanted to do that they never got around to. So lots of people come and say, well, you know, this was kind of on my bucket list.
Mhm.
I don't love the analogy because, you know, the whole analogy is before you kick the bucket, which these people are years away from that. But so that's the thing. And then word of mouth.
Yeah. Now, now some of your students, I know firsthand.
You do a lot of them.
I do, you know, and but some of your students have been around a long time. What's your secret to keeping students around? I mean, starting at age maybe 4 or 5, and then you see them all the way out.
Yeah, some teach for us now. Some perform with you now. Any number of things happen.
If
What's
you
our
keep
secret?
great teachers, you'll keep great students.
That's the truth. Some of our teachers have been with us 7 and 8 years now. And so it's our team. It's really, and especially with where we're at now, we've grown, we've learned a lot of lessons. And so, you know, we've always had a very simple motto underlying everything is just be better than you were last year.
That's right.
And so make sure that you're always striving to be better than you were and make sure that you're learning and growing, that all our team is moving in that direction. So I think that's a big part of it. But the students that have been with us a long time are just inspirations in themselves. You know, they just know how to work hard and then they stay the course, and they stayed the course with us, but they also stayed the course in their own music learning. So,
yeah. And we're evolving all the time. So as our students are growing up, if we don't have new options for them and new outlets for them to express themselves musically, then we become irrelevant in their lives. So we have to keep ahead of that almost. So.
Well, I think of how you and I met, Terrell. I think this was through the Big Valley competitions. And then you were doing coaching, performance coaching. And that was sort of a new evolution in our lives as we evolved students into competing a little bit more. That was sort of new to us. And so it was a learning curve for us. But then it's important that we watch experts like yourself and then take that information in and make sure that we're challenging our students in those areas and learning and growing ourselves. So thank you, Terrell.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, you know what? I got a couple pictures I'd like to share because I also know you guys are first of all, you're very humble, but I also know that you guys absolutely have an environment of encouragement in what you do. I mean, every time I've been in any of your studios, it always just feels very encouraging.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Very positive atmosphere. What do we have here?
This was, we do once a year, obviously pre-COVID, we do what we call open jam. And so all the students will practice some songs on their own with their teachers.
In the weeks before.
Yeah. So like maybe the month before they're practicing certain chord charts, and then we pick songs like a favorite always is Eye of the Tiger and classic songs like that. And then they jam together. So this is our younger group. This looks like one of our younger jams. And so we just set up the room full of instruments, and then we coach them to all play together. And making some simpler songs. And then sometimes they're making some serious like band music. So it's a really fun week at Crescendo.
And for many kids, it's their first time ever playing with another musician.
Right.
And they're just, you know, a mind once reshaped never regains its original shape again. So it's great to see these kids forever changed by that experience. Yeah,
so we want to build musicians that can navigate those waters when they step out of our doors. We want them to be able to jam out with bands.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's great. Dean, you said something there. I'm going to have to write that down again. Or I'm gonna...
That's a classic.
I love that one.
I think it goes a mind
Once
once stretched never regains its original shape.
Woo!
Yeah.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, well let's take. Oh, here's the other picture.
Well, we love this location. This is down at
fantastic.
Sound Lab Studios.
Absolutely.
Fantastic venue for all events. Don't we know it, Terrell?
Proud sponsor.
And so this, I'm trying to think what that's from. I think this was, I know, this was Rock Band Camp.
Rock Band.
We put on once a year, or twice a year, we do Rock Band Camp. And then this was the Quantum Kingdom, and they named themselves. And they all put on a concert for the parents, families, and friends at the end of the week. So we just jam out, and we make music. We teach them how to ensemble. We teach them how to try other instruments. And it's like a fun week. They do like graffiti art and a whole bunch of things like that. And then this banner is one of the things that they made, and then they named their band. We did some recording project stuff, and then they did a performance at the end of the week for their family and friends.
Awesome. That is fantastic. And look at this. It's Leanne in action right there.
Wow. Yeah, love that. Mm-hmm. Thanks for that.
Like, shimmy,
back for this. Yeah, exactly. I look like I'm doing the doodle, the doodle bop. This was band camp as well.
Yeah.
So I think this was just, we were doing rhythm exercises or something like that.
Yeah. Well, you got those little guys in awe there. They're like,
exactly. What is she talking about?
It's pretty entertaining, whatever you're doing. Yeah. Well, guys, I mean, is there, how can we get in touch with you? Is there room? First of all, do you have room for any? We
do have room. We, in all honesty, took a healthy hit during COVID. Mm-hmm. So we definitely will be doing some rebuilding this year. So, we do a complimentary intro lesson. That's kind of the way you get to know us and come and check out our teachers. That's an important part of what we do. So you can just call us, and we offer all types of instruments: violin, guitar, ukulele, piano, drums.
CrescendoMusicStudios.ca.
Yeah, CrescendoMusicStudios.ca.
Okay, and we're going to make sure we get that up.
Thank you.
Because I love the environment. I love the community you guys have created, a community of aspiring musicians.
Right back at you.
Oh, thank you. And it just couldn't be done without the love that you guys have a passion for people.
Oh, thanks.
You guys do.
Thanks, Terrell.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with that, we're gonna invite our other guests back. Because we're talking music, we're talking teaching. We really said that teachers make the world go round. I want to see just how good your trivia skills are. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's game time. Joining us to let you guys know how to play the game is one of our interns, and here she is right here, and it is Olivia. Oh, it's not Olivia. Oh, it's Peyton.
Whoops, wrong person. I'm supposed to be.
Hey, what's up, Peyton?
Nothing much. How about you?
Affectionately known as Payday, so you guys know. Gets the job done. Yeah. So, well, Peyton, why don't you let our friends know how to play the game?
Okay, sounds good. So, Terrell is going to ask you music trivia questions. You have to be the first to buzz in with your noise maker in order to answer the question. Terrell will spin a wheel to determine the amount of points up to win for that round. If your answer to the question is correct, you win the points. But if it is incorrect, the second person to buzz in has a chance of stealing the point if their answer is correct.
Got that?
Did you get that?
All right. Sounds like we got thumbs up all the way around. All right. Peyton, thanks a lot for that. We're going to see you in a little bit. Matter of fact, you be the judge for me in case I need a tiebreaker. All right. You just keep an eye on these ladies and this gentleman here. Dean, Leanne, who's going to be your noisemaker person? Are you guys kind of doing something together? Oh, all right.
Dean's got the official.
Okay. Well, listen, I got some pretty tough questions. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got some pretty tough questions here.
Okay.
We'll see how well you guys do. The good news is there's multiple choice. All right. So all hope is not lost. I used to always love, you guys are teachers. You understand. I used to always love when the teacher says multiple choice. We're like, woo! And then when they said true or false, we weren't sure if that was good or bad. You know what I mean?
Those can be really tricky.
Yeah, because you got 50-50. Yeah, so. But here we are. This is our wheel of wisdom, we affectionately call it. And we're gonna spin this wheel. We're gonna ask you some questions that kind of music related. We call them sound related, maybe, because you'll see what I mean in just a couple minutes. But we're gonna spin the wheel and we're gonna see how much the first question is worth. Go ahead, Daryl, aka Brad.
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh.
250.
Screeching halt there. 250 points. 250 points. All right, guys. This is a tricky one. You ready? You got those noisemakers ready?
Oh yeah.
Put it up high so we can make sure we see as well.
Okay, Andrea, what does yours even sound like? I have to know.
Points, all I have.
It makes noise. It's good enough.
Sounds like me blowing my nose. All right, so
Wow, that's a little too much information.
so check it out. Here we go. Question number 1. Who patented the first microphone? Was it A, Frederick Douglass, B, Ben Franklin, or C, Alexander Graham Bell? Oh, looks like Hillary jumped in.
How loud do you want this thing?
That's loud.
I have no points right now, so I might as well try. Is it A?
No, I'm sorry, it's not A. Does anyone else want to give it a shot?
B.
Oh.
B.
No, I'm sorry. It was
I think I know it. I'm gonna go with C.
That's a tough one.
Like, I don't even remember the names. I just went for A, B, or C.
Yeah, that's why I always say A, B, and C, because like, all right, so here we go. Still tie game. Nobody with points on the board. Here's question number 2. Speaking of microphones, what year was the first microphone created? Was it A, 1776, B, 1777, or C, 1876?
Okay.
Go ahead. C is correct. 1876.
People that work with microphones.
But really, I am that musician of the two of us, and I had no clue.
It was going to get tough. It's going to get tougher here.
No,
But
okay.
for Andrea,
Yeah, really tougher? Like, really?
Wow.
yeah. All hope is not lost, Andrea and Hillary. I know these guys are up 250 points, but this third question, we are into our double bonus round. So go ahead and spin the wheel, and let's see what this next question is worth.
Show me the money.
No whammy, no whammy.
Yeah. Here we go. Look at that. Oh. And we got to replace those ball bearings on that thing. I'm telling you. All right, 600 points on the board in our double bonus round. And here is question number 3. The first music video to air on MTV in 1981. Huh?
Was it video?
Just wait. Who got it? Who's answering?
That looks like Dean rang in.
Is it? It's by the Buggles, and it's Video Killed the Radio Star.
Did he know that without?
How did you know that?
No, you don't understand.
It's a great song.
He's right. I'm sorry, ladies. He's right.
He used to read the dictionary as a child. I'm sorry to tell you this.
I'm gonna go read my dictionary.
There.
So this never happens again.
Hillary, get your boyfriend there, and Andrea, I don't know.
Maybe we need to.
I don't think he'd be any better.
No, me neither. No.
No.
Your puppy, Andrea, that Labrador, is pretty smart about the idea.
Yeah, I'll get her.
It's a better option.
Okay. Man. Leanne and Dean are blowing everybody out of the water, but
I don't you really give me any credit.
Yeah, 2
At all.
points.
I'm just sitting here.
there's got to be a way to figure this out. I'll tell you what. Question number 4 is still double bonus round. So let's just see what happens. Go ahead and spin the wheel.
But it's going to be worth like 100 points. So
Yeah.
okay.
700 points, man.
Nay.
This could be anyone's game. This could be
All
anyone's.
right.
All right. Here we go. Question number 4. The original singer of the theme song from Ghostbusters, was it A, Jerry Knight, B, Aaron Neville, or C, Ray Parker Jr.? Okay.
Oh, C. Ray Parker Jr.
He's right. I'm sorry, ladies.
I'm just like hoping that he's wrong, and then maybe I could like pick up the slack.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
28-50 in the history of this game.
Uh-oh.
We have never had such a blowout.
I'm not a music teacher. Okay.
We always
Try to avoid that.
I make the music, and he's like the educator. Like he's like talking dictionary terms.
Folks, I just don't know, ladies. I'm gonna have to make this next round in order to even give you a shot. A quadruple round.
A pity round.
Yeah.
A pity
So
round.
here we go. Question number 5. It's the last question of the game. Is a quadruple bonus round.
Oh.
Never before in the history of the game have I pulled that, but I'm feeling very sad right now.
Generous. Thank you. And it's only between Andrea and I, right?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, Andrea and I and Leanne. No Dean.
He's out.
Yeah,
He is
that's
out.
fair. He's cut out.
Someone bring in the duct tape.
What do you mean?
Someone bring in the duct tape.
Oh, look. Oh.
All right, here we go. Let's spin the wheel, Daryl. Let's see.
Oh, can't ring before.
Oh, sorry. I was getting excited.
She's so ready.
This is gonna. Let's see what we got here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, now we're talking.
9 times 4 is okay, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So here we go. 3,600 points on the board.
This is the haymaker.
And here we go. The year, 1983.
Good year.
Sorry. What is the first line of Michael Jackson's Thriller? You can call Google if you want. Oh, I can't see that.
Does it howl count?
Go ahead, Hillary.
Okay, is it? I'm tired of injustice. I'm tired of the schemes.
Close.
Oh,
No.
that's what Google tells me.
I will give you a hint.
Okay.
I'll give you the first couple words. It's close to.
Midnight.
Midnight.
All right, Hillary.
Working in
Hillary,
there.
I can't give you all the points. I gave you 3 of the words.
I mean, I'll take a third of the points of quadruple the 900.
Okay, Hillary, you get 900 points, Hillary. Hillary,
Don't need any my way, Hillary.
Andrea, you get 500 points for having a great dog.
Okay,
Right.
great. Take it.
And you know what?
Oh, look at the.
Everyone goes home a winner today with this.
That's like
Nice.
gold.
Oh my God.
Is this happening right now?
Lysol
How
wipe.
did you get one?
How?
Advanced. You see that? Advanced.
Your sponsors.
Yes.
Okay,
Lysol.
nice. That's a good sponsor.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Brought
cool.
to you by Lysol. All right. Ladies, gentlemen, I'd like to thank you guys again for being great teachers. You know, I just happened to be the son of one of the greatest teachers of all time. My dad, rest in peace. Last Sunday, he just passed away. He's one of my greatest teachers, my hero, and you guys fit into that category with him. Thank you for all you do, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thanks, Terrell.
Terrell.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you.
Hi, nice meeting you.